Hello everyone, and welcome to tournament number 3 of our Discflect Tournament Series. We are here in sunny Carteret, New Jersey for the 2023 Discflect Summer Showdown. I am Connor Matteson here on commentary with my friend and fellow Discflector, John Sandino. Some may call him Johnny Discflect. How you doing today, John?
Doing great. It's always a pleasure to be with you, Connor. And wow, I hope you pack plenty of water and sunblock because
it really is. I wonder how that's going to affect.
Backhand Bandits. It's the 1 seed versus the 3 seed. All right, whenever you're ready.
1-3 matchup here, Connor.
Yeah, and here they are for the ceremonial flip to determine who gets the hammer. All right.
Interesting team names. Backhand Bandits and One Hand Jam. Are we going to see it?
Jam.
Oh, we
looks
do.
Like we are. Oh, he
Wow.
gets it. So it looks like they're jamming and throwing everything with one hand.
What a play.
That is a great way to stay on it. And he returns it for the 6.
It's not a fad, Connor. This seems to be their style of play, and it seems to work for them.
Yep, if it works for them. Now, under the rules of Discflect, just like Backhand Bandits there, you're allowed to use 2 hands to redeflect the disc back into the goal. But One Hand Jam chooses to only use 1.
That is correct.
And
All
they
right.
tie it up.
They do here. And, Connor, we're getting to see some teams here that we normally don't. So it'll be interesting to continue to track their style of play. And right now...
Exactly. You see the wind in the back there.
Yeah.
And they're taking this time. And that is a very difficult jam there to go in your opposite side.
Ed McKeon, though, what a beautiful jam by Ed. And now he's going to throw it back to his partner, John Wieland.
Oh.
And John buries it. Oof.
Way to go. You see that moving with the wind here. I mean, the wind at this point is only about 10 miles an hour, but you see it really affecting these discs as that one goes right.
Exactly. And we have the Backhand Bandits. I should point out, too, to introduce them to our community, we have Kevin Collins. And David, we're going to apologize in advance. There's been much debate if it's David Fajerman or Fajerman, so we're going to let the community decide on that. But we're just going to call him David the Man.
We're going to let our fellow Discflectors know in the comments down below.
Yes. That's just a lack of preparation on our behalf, Connor.
It is, yep.
But again, here we go with the Backhand Bandits. Smart play. The wind's picking up. You could see it. Let's not rush it. Still.
John.
What a beautiful,
Right there.
excuse me, yep, one-hand jam. I'm sorry. Apologize there.
Throw on the way back. A little bit high. He stays with it, but just a little bit behind the can. Needed to contact that disc a little earlier to get it in the goal. And he stays with it there. Now that one looked like didn't get affected by the wind too much.
No, and Connor, we also have to keep an eye on this heat. Earlier this year, we were at the first tournament of the season, and we were dealing with rain and wind. And the Discflect then Summer Open was perfect conditions, right? Just the right amount of sun and temperature.
Yep.
But here, the heat's the factor.
It is, and when you're grinding the tournament and all these games the entire day, you're throwing, you're deflecting, you got to get some water in you, but when the heat's that much, and as you see, they're right in the sun right now, it definitely affects it. I mean, I've had times where the disc has slipped out of my hands with due to the sweat in my hands, so I've tried to always do as best as I can to keep it away from that.
That's correct.
Ooh. That was a good throw on the way back, going through the wind there.
That's right. And the
for a
Backhand
1.
Bandits now, with the hammer and the 2018 lead, could take Game 1. Let's see if they deliver.
And they do.
They do.
And
Wow.
there's Game 1. Goes to the Backhand Bandits. And now, One-Handed Jam have a decision to make if they want to take the hammer. Looks like they do.
Connor, I'm going to say 99% of the teams typically take the hammer, unless you are one half of the Matteson brothers. You guys have what's called the Matteson hammer. You typically like to go first. What's your strategy behind that?
We do. As a team, we're pretty confident in the way we can throw and the way we can jam, that we'd rather, much like the Backhand Bandits did, put a 6-pack and put the pressure right on the team going second.
That's correct.
Our strategy has always been you still get the exact same amount of throws, So if you can put the momentum and strategy in your favor right away, go ahead and do it. And we believe in ourselves as a team to do that.
And we don't know how this game is going to turn out, but I mean, the strategy at least seems to be working through round one. The Bandits up 6-4. Make it 9-4.
What a throw right over the can. Kevin throwing here to David, and he makes the jam.
What a jam. And you can see where Kevin's throwing versus where David's throwing. The grass is just browner down on that end where Kevin and Adar, and they're the ones getting the brunt of this heat and sun today.
It is. Oh. That's a 2. That's okay. That puts them on the numbers like we always talk about here. If he can finish this for a bucket, 3 points here. And he does a perfect throw. Now, the score might look like it's 3 points difference, but for top-level Discflect, it's really close.
That's correct, because you have the hammer, so you're technically in range. And right there, that opens it up. So now the Backhand Bandits are on that 16 path, which teams try to avoid. So one-hand jam, even though trailing, has the upper hand now if they capitalize their throws.
The score might look like it's 9 to 14, but I would definitely give the advantage right now to one-hand jam.
And here's why, Connor. One-hand jam, the next 2 rounds, they could get to 21. Backhand Bandits would not be able to catch them, seeing as one-hand jam has.
Let's see here. Can they get to 15? And, looks like a little bit off to the right. He goes a little bit too early on that. He needed to wait for that disc to enter his body zone a little bit more so he can get more of a downward trajectory on it versus an outward hitting the top of the goal.
That's correct.
Now, it looks like a lot of these people, the 3 people here, are just getting up and firing. I know, personally, John, you like to take a little bit more time in your release. Is there a reason for that?
I just want to make sure I'm ready, and part of it is also superstition, Connor, to be truthful with you. It's just, it's worked for me in the past, and I'm not switching that approach.
Now, there's no reason to. Some of the best players in the world of every sport have the same things they stick to, and there's no reason to change it.
Just right there before the throw, did you notice the pat of the goal? That might be the superstition there.
Yes.
Everyone has something they do.
Everyone does. I flip the disc 2 or 3 times before I throw every single time, get myself in the momentum swing.
Okay, 1. It hit. It counts.
That's a good one. Even though the throw was a little bit off, he hit the back left corner of it.
And if I'm one-hand jam, I actually would prefer to be on 17 here instead of 18, because 18 you have to have the perfect throw. Oh, okay.
Was it a 0? A 0 or a 2? Either way, that's difficult.
Yeah, but the difference, Connor, is a 0 means you have to go for the win slot. A 2 at least gives Ed the chance.
Give a chance.
Here. Yeah, it's a 0, unfortunately.
It is, yep. Let's see if Ed can plug an instant win here. Throw is off.
Throw is off, and we have ourselves a 2-0 series lead almost.
Backhand Bandits. Yep, all right.
And if the Bandits could go ahead and close it out here, we might be looking at a sweep, but one-hand jam.
You can never count these guys out.
Exactly. They won't go down without a fight.
That's way to stick with that. If you start with 2 and you go first, that's really tough. So starting with 4 still gets it up there. Like we were talking about earlier with that strategy of myself choosing to go first. If we start with the 2, you're really looking in dire need for that game.
And you notice Ed with the one-handed tip there. It wasn't luck. It was years of practice. He squared himself up to that goal almost like taking a basketball shot. He knew what he was doing, and that's why it went in with ease, and they fire back with a 3.
It really is. You're completely right. Like, it goes down to the fundamentals and the basics more than you ever think. It's more than just throwing a disc across over a garbage can. It's so much about positioning and the mental struggle it is to continue to be perfect every single time and put your body in the position you need to make the tips necessary.
That's correct. One-hand jam couldn't ask for a better scenario. Hammer and a low point round from the Bandits. Let's see if one hand can capitalize.
They need this 3 here. Pull ahead.
Yeah, the 3 is needed here. If they get a 1, it's the door that was open for them. It's like they just gave it right back. So let's see what happens.
Okay, they
Oh,
do.
Ed, yes, they do. Great play
Perfect
there.
throw.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, the Backhand Bandits really need to get these throws in there. Looks like it caught a 1 there. Yes, it did.
Good throw, yep, absolutely.
And he fires it back. I spoke a little bit too soon. I've had a bunch of those before where it's right over the can, you get a little too eager, and you hit it a little bit early.
That you couldn't have placed that throw any better. What a beautiful throw there.
And you got to think one-handed jam in the driver's seat so much in this that the Backhand Bandits, they're just going to start shooting for the slots.
Backhand Bandits, they're going to need 2 perfect rounds, and they're going to have to hope that one-hand jam does not close out.
Ooh, okay.
But you know what? They're there.
Slips one in the side.
Okay, so now 16-13. So it's going to take each team one-hand jam potentially 1 round to close out, but possibly 2. But even so, they have the upper hand. Here we go.
And that's
19.
a perfect throw.
Yep, that's it. Perfect.
He's going to attempt the 2 right here, but even if he doesn't get it, they're still in range next time to throw it out.
Correct.
And he doesn't.
Good 1.
That's all right.
Great
It's a 1. So Backhand Bandits, they're really going to be going for a win slot here, trying to get it in the top of the goal or in the slot. Oh, and he hits it.
We've seen our fair share of these in those key moments, Connor. So
we have. I've unfortunately been on the receiving and the giving end of a lot of them.
Ditto, my friend. But now let's see. One-hand jam about to stave off elimination. Just need a point, and they get it.
He did.
He gets
Okay.
it, yes. What a read by Ed there, and it's 21-18.
Yep, and that's the game. 2-1 series lead by Backhand Bandits, and they have the hammer and the advantage going into it, being able to close out the game at the end. But
and again, now you're seeing
jam.
momentum, as you've seen so many times. It carries from one game to the next, right? You get that win, you get into a groove, and look at that. As you mentioned,
momentum.
The pressure is now on.
It is on. And that's what about going first. If you start one of these best of series, best of 3, 5, or 7, and you continue with that momentum, Can Jam is such a game of inches.
Discflect is definitely a game of inches. It's like you said, it's all about strategy. Yes, there's some skill in there, but there's plenty of strategy. And right there, now that
on the
yes,
weak
there's
side
a little
too.
Strategy and trying to line yourself up, but that is just skill, right?
Yes, that is. On the weak side, getting into the back side of the goal, great tip.
Interesting.
Oh, he misses that one.
Yeah.
Looked like that was right
it
over.
went in. Yeah. But tough break there.
You see he's not very happy about that, looking the other way.
You could read body language sometimes, and
you can.
That body language said if we could just get that one back. But the door is open. Both teams. This may come down to who could hit a 2, Connor.
And that at 10 to 10 in top level Discflect, you're really looking exactly like you said. Who can? See, I've had that before, and I think it was my brother against you guys, John, a couple of years ago, and it grip locks, gets out of the way of your hand, and it's an unfortunate time for that to happen.
It is, but in that situation, Connor, you can't do anything about it. What's in the past is in the past. You've got to not let it affect you and just focus on the next throw and the next deflection.
You've got to move forward. It's tough in a sport like this because right now the door is open. So Backhand Bandits with a 3 here. Oh, okay.
Doors.
Yep.
I don't think we're going to max out on rounds here. We'll get to 21, but it's going to be interesting to see which team just catches a little bit of fire and gets there first. Though we could be looking at a potential overtime game at this pace.
I think we are. Yeah.
Yep.
At 14-11, you're really looking now. 14-14, top tier teams. You're looking at overtime.
And you need 1 point here, at least 1 point. You cannot walk out of here with any 0 points. They get to 3 against 17. Great number.
If I'm not mistaken, he just jammed it with 2 hands. I wonder if he's switching up his strategy at all, knowing with the wind. Oh, that was a great one there.
That was a great one, Connor. That's a great catch there. Maybe it was just again one of those situational plays where the comfort level was with 2 hands versus 1, right?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, so now we're on 20 to 17, but both teams are in range. So the Bandits next round, they're going to need a point. One hand jam's going to need 4. Here, if you could get the 3 first,
They got it? Okay.
you got it. It makes it so much easier on your partner on the throwback. Now all that Ed has to do is just get it anywhere remotely close to this goal here to get the 1.
I wonder
and
if
more
he's-
than likely force overtime, right?
And he switches to 2 again. He hits it with 2 one more time. So I wonder if in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the Discflect Series Championship, he is switching up his strategy to make sure he gets those points.
Well, Connor, I'll tell you what, whatever it is, it's working for them because the last couple rounds they've been effective. They have forced an overtime here in Game 2. And more importantly, we could be heading towards a final decisive Game 5 here, but let's see.
Let's see. 1 is tough off the start.
Oh, so the door's
2
open
is,
now.
Yeah, door is open. A 3 seals it right here.
Backhand Bandits could walk away with this. With
Looking
the
to
3.
get anywhere around the can.
And there it
they do.
is. And the Bandits
And the win.
get the win. Congratulations, Backhand Bandits, on a 3-1 series win here at the 2023 Discflect Summer Showdown in hot New Jersey. Yep, it's stuck in the hand. Yep,
It is.
We were seeing what is confirmed.
Congratulations, Kevin Collins and David F., on your win of the Discflect Summer Showdown.
Once again, on behalf of Connor Matteson, this is Johnny Discflect, and we are overly excited to let you know the next time you see us, we'll be coming to you from Llama, New York, which is the site of the 2023 PDFA Discflect World Championship.
World
Until then-
Championships.
Woo! Until then, happy disflecting, y'all.